Welcome back, everyone. Been working on the Skyline. As I mentioned in the last video, been having a few electrical gremlins after the last wet pan. So where we're at, I'll turn this around so you can see, but where we're at, so I've gone through, I've checked all the grounds. There's actually a little set of grounds, you might not be able to see it. There's a little set of grounds in here, down in, it's not going to come out light enough. Basically the back of the headlight here, one of the headlight screws has actually got a couple of grounds on it. There's a ground partway down here on the cluster, then obviously the big earths on the side of the engine in there. Checked all those, checked all these cables. I've actually done a bunch of voltage tests across the cables and stuff. There's no voltage drop across the cables, so the cabling's good, the earths are good. The weird thing is I cleaned the earths up, took the battery off because obviously it was just sitting there, took the battery off and let it charge overnight while I was doing everything. Put it back on, hooked it all up, was reading like 12.6, which is fine. Started the car up, volts jumped up to 14.2, 14.25 I think it was, which is fine, that's what I was expected. I thought it was sweet, it was just about earth. Let it run for a bit, was cool, tested it all, no voltage drop across the cable, so the earths were good, the cables were good, there's no issues with bad cabling. Battery voltage looks good, the voltage across the back of the alternator itself was the same. It was like down by it was like 0.01 difference, so which is negligible. That's a weird word, negligible. Test light, so I was like, cool, sweet. Think I might have got the winner. Revved it a couple of times. It was a bit boggy to start revving. Revved it a couple of times, and as soon as I let go of the throttle cable, dropped back down. Like the revs kind of did what they were supposed to. Went up a little bit, stayed around sort of 14.3, 14.4. It's perfect. Let go of the throttle cable, it dropped down to like 12.2 at the battery. Thing struggled and it wouldn't go back up again. I think it went back up to about 12.5, but then I watched the volts start dropping down again. Just tried it again then, did basically the same thing. Hooked it up, tested it all again, everything looked good, continuity between the cables was good, the volt drop across them was good, there was no issues there. Same thing, turned it on, jumped up to like 14.3 while it was running, perfect. Then same thing, gave it a couple of revs, dropped down to 12.2, 12.3, wouldn't come back up again. I got it back up, gave a bit of a rev and sort of let the throttle cable off gently, kind of just to trick the butterfly test open a little bit, got up to like 12.5, but then like literally went 12.5, 4.9, 4.8, 4.7, 4.6, like it just started dropping really rapidly. So unfortunately, alternator has shut itself, I'm pretty sure. Battery is in not the greatest of conditions either. Battery has enough to start the car, which is fine. It's not holding a huge amount of charge, but I think it's just because the alternator is just draining the fuck out of it. It's basically relying on residual power from the battery to run the car, which I think is pretty much brutalizing the battery. So definitely new alternator, potentially new battery once I get the new alternator, and we'll see how it runs. New alternator might be enough to look after the battery and recover it. I will put it on a trickle charge and let it go for a little bit as well. Just try and cycle it through and try and get it a little bit back to where it should be. Outside of that, the rest of the car's running really well. Obviously, we've got to get that fixed up. That will potentially fix the low spark and residual carbon that's on the spark plugs as well. I will pull all the spark plugs out before the next event, pull those out, clean them, just make sure they're all running properly as well. Might throw some injector cleaner through as well. God, complete brain snap. Might throw some injector cleaner through just to see how that goes, and I might clean the MAF sensor out as well. That's why I'm sort of doing a few little top-ups and a few little bits and pieces to it. I'll do all those little things as well before the next drift event, which is in like 3 weeks, I think now. Still trying to get the tie rods done. Trying to get the tie rods done so I can get the angle kit on for the next one as well. I would like to try and get that on. Not do or die if I don't. It's just that I haven't got another wet pan event coming up for quite some time to test it, so I'd love to get it on by then and at least test it out and see how it goes. Not hard to get it on, just need to get the alignment and stuff done once that's all on. But yeah, outside of that, next job I think, need to finish off. I've got all the wood sitting here to do the speaker pods for the 6x9s to go on the back parcel shelf. So I think that's probably going to be the next project, get those done. And then just start working on little body bits and pieces, stuff like this that I want to clean up as well, like this front grille. I want to tidy this up, give this a repaint, because if you're getting close, you kind of see it's all going shit. I don't know if they've tried to respray it, it's just aged and weathered plastic. Give that a bit of a clean up, give it a paint up the Nissan as well, so it looks a little bit nicer. I want to go around and redo these. These are all, you can see it's all kind of faded. You can actually see around the side here, I'll turn the camera around. Excuse the filthy car from the wet pan. You can actually see here where the paint's, it comes up really well on the camera. You can see where it's sort of the black strip and all the faded, sun-faded paint. So I want to get these off, mask up the silver bits and actually give this a spray, because this is supposed to be black, not like a weird grey faded shit. So I wouldn't mind getting all those as well, just to make them look a little bit nicer. May roll the guards out a little bit more, because with the angle kit, the wheels do stick out a little bit more. So I may roll those out a little bit as well, but a few little bits and pieces. But this is what all of the content's going to be from now on, all these little odds and sods while I'm cleaning it up. Yeah, alternator's the first thing. I have to go in and tell my mates at Mods Direct to order me a alternator for the little beast, because unfortunately I don't think I've got a choice. It's got to get done. It's a bit of a whack in the budget, but it has to be done, otherwise it's not going to run properly. Once I've got the new alternator done, you might find the rest of it runs a little bit nicer as well. Better voltage across the border, probably better spark as well, so it may actually run a little bit nicer. So yeah, that's where we're at. Hope you're enjoying the content. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment below. There is some new merch lines coming out. You can find the links to the merch down below in the description. Also a donation page if you want to help out and help contribute to getting me to more events this year, and work on the Skyline, getting that up and running, and getting both photography and driving to more events is the big goal this year. I want to get to as many events as I can, and obviously want to get my my driving up to a certain standard as well. I kind of want to progress as far as I can on that, and I'm only going to do that by getting to more events and getting to more races. But yeah, have a look below. Check out the merch. If there's anything you want to see in the merch, if you think you like, don't like, let me know. Obviously, I'm doing this stuff for you guys, so I'd love to get your feedback and see what you think. That's that. Have an amazing day, and I will talk to you all soon. Ciao.